Today we are going to take a look at your 3/4 length and full length portrait assignment, and I wanted to create just a little visual reference for some of the things that you might encounter as you're working through the material. So I've set up a different little corner. We were in the kitchen last time. Now we're in the living room, which is my studio and my living room. So I'm right there with you guys as far as working in smaller spaces. I have a reflector ready. It has white side and a silver side. I also always keep on hand white foam core and black foam core. Sometimes you can get white and black on one side. This was just all the dollar store had, so it's what I have. So I'm also working with a studio strobe, and I'm gonna move my camera and just take you around to show you. This strobe has a grid on it, and the reason I use a grid on top of my softbox, it peels off, it velcros on here, so you can pull it off and not use it. But the reason I use it is because it narrows the feathering of the light, and it's like a selfie. Hi. It narrows the feathering of the light, and I don't want a lot of light falling onto my background. When I'm lighting my subject here, sitting right here, I want to have as much control as possible over the shadows that her body is going to create on the background. That's part of the aesthetic I'm going for, so that's why I use the grid. I'm just going to be working with one light. I might add a reflector to bounce some light into the shadows, but just one light for this exercise, at least for the 3/4 length section. And then I want to show you this awesome, you guys are going to see all my junk here, but this is, Westcott makes this, if you can see the back of that. I actually have it, let me move the ladder. I actually have a little bit, this actually extends out a little further, but I'm working in a tight space. So it's awesome, guys. If you want like a really convenient portable backdrop, that is just, I use it all the time. And not just for like a single panel backdrop, which I do. This is what I shot the previous tutorials on. But if you've ever looked at the work of Irving Penn, which I'm sure most of you have, he sort of coined this corner portrait look. So what I've done is I've taken 2 of the panels, I've taken clothespins, just the wooden kind, again, dollar store purchase, to pin them together in the back. And that's a super easy seam that I can just clone out in post. So that's a little bit of my setup. And when my daughter gets here, we will start shooting, and I'll show you some of the ways that I am going to pose her, model her, position her body to create interest in the portrait. And that's about it. So welcome to the little tutorial that I'm putting together for you guys on 3/4 length portraits. And as my model, we have Sierra. She's my precocious,
amazing, perfect, the best daughter.
Yeah, she's my perfect, best, amazing daughter. So anyway, she's gonna model for us. Way cuter than the mannequin, I have to add, right? Yeah. You said perfect, and now you're like, no, I'm not perfect. Okay, anyway, moving onward. So I have everything set up like I showed you guys in the first tutorial, in my setup tutorial, except I've lowered my light a little bit, and I'm gonna try to work out some of my lighting things up front, and then we'll dive into the posing part. But it's really important if you plan to move forward shooting portraiture that you learn to be really, really, really mindful of how the light is falling on your subject, and how you can craft the light and use the light to create the exact aesthetic that you're going for. And the more you practice, the more easily it will come, the better you'll get. But that's a super important part of this process. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a quick shot and check out my lighting. Let me make this full so you guys can see. Actually, let me look. My histogram is awesome. I'm gonna show you guys the histogram. Okay, so this is looking a little bit bright, right? A little bit brighter than this, which means that my light is actually facing that side of my corner. So I'm gonna just rotate it a little bit and take another shot. I'm using my little trigger because it's a little bit easier. Okay, I have better light, more even lighting on both sides. Now I'm looking at the shadows down here, and I like the way that they look fairly even, but I feel like there's a lot of light that's preventing the shadows up top. So I'm actually going to take my light and I'm gonna like tip it down just a little bit. And by doing that, I'm actually gonna be pulling some of the light off the background in the back. So let me take that shot, and I think I'm gonna have to, yeah. See how it's much darker up here than it was in the previous picture? I like that look, that's what I want. It's a little bit more dramatic. All right, I just need to even this out. Okay, Sierra, can you look at the camera? The other nice thing that I want to point out when you're taking portraits, and this is in your material, I know you've read about it, but you want to make sure that you have a really nice catch light here in the eye. If I put the light too high, I might lose that catch light, and I don't want to do that. I love the shadow under her nose. However, you can see that it's a little bit more here than it is here, and I really want a nice butterfly lighting. So I actually need to move my light so that there's more light coming over here. So I like my shadows. I have good separation. Sierra, you look scared. Are you scared? Okay, so right now I have her sitting, and because she's sitting, look what's happening. I don't know if you guys can see. This is the end of my frame here. I've cut her fingers off. And that's not something that we want to do in portraiture, so yeah, not with a knife. So Sierra, sit back on the chair, and rather than holding your hands like down here, come here, give me your hands. Rather than holding your hands like down here, can you just pull them up like a little bit higher into your lap? Okay? And I'm gonna take another shot. That'll work. Okay. And, okay, it doesn't look very natural. Sit kind of naturally. See if you, yeah, just like that, perfect. Shot. So I'm actually thinking about moving my camera a little bit closer and cutting off some of that room at the top. I'm gonna come in closer and angle down a little bit. Yeah, just cross your hands kind of like you're angry, like you were earlier in the car on the way home from school. Okay. So the idea is to get rid of this negative space at the top, which I like that. Okay, it's looking a little heavy on the shadows there, so I'm actually gonna pull this over. Okay, let's try that one more time. All right, so my shadows are perfectly even. I've got really good lighting. I've got a good catch light. When she sits up nice and tall, I'm gonna get rid of all that negative space up there. So I'm ready to start shooting, posing, and move forward with the shot.
The great yellow sun reflecting in your deep blue eyes. The day has begun. You spin around.
I want you to cross your arms because it's really important that your hands are in the picture. And rather than hiding this arm in here, I want you to cross your arms so that I can see both of your hands like this. Yep, just like that. All right, so using a 3/4 length composition, obviously we're not going like head to toe, but I'm pulling her legs into the frame, or at least one of them anyway. So one kind of rule of thumb is you don't want to cut off a subject at the joints. So don't cut them off at their elbow, at their wrist, you know, you want to keep the whole hand. All right, so I love how she's kind of pushed back into the corner and we're getting these really nice shadows. What I'd like to do is kind of utilize the walls to create some triangular elements. So Sierra, can you put your hands on your hips and take a step out until, right there, just until your elbows hit the walls? Perfect. Stand there.
The great yellow sun is reflecting in your deep blue eyes. The day has begun. You spin around, you laugh to yourself. And I see you shine in every color, resting your head in my arms. You sing la la la.
Okay, so my battery died. I'm gonna change my battery and pick up a few more shots of her and upload them with the tutorial just to demonstrate some other positions that I would work through, and that's about it. So, thank you. Thank you.
I mean, I am the best daughter, so that's kind of
yeah, whatever.
Hey!
take me on a treasure hunt. I long for something new. Have you heard the fairies when they sing and dance?